Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are doing good. So today we'll talk about service level agreement SLA in ServiceNow. So guys, let's get started and try to understand it. So what is service level agreement? Okay. Service level agreement is something which defines task has to be completed within certain period of time which is defined in our SLA. So where we define a service level agreement, so there is one table SLA definition where we define the SLA. So an SLA definition is used to create and progresses SLAs, enabling you to use an SLA system for your organizational task. An SLA definition record defines the timing, condition, workflows, and other information required to create and progress task SLAs. For example, the default priority 1 resolution 8 hours SLA definition defines the task SLA to attach to incident with a P1 critical priority, specifies appropriate condition for those SLA and use the default SLA workflow to create events such as send a notification when incident task SLA reaches to 50% of its allotted time. So like whatever time we define, the task has to be completed, and there's default SLA workflow which used to send notification like task has been completed 40% or 30% time has been completed. So within that period of time we have to try to achieve the requirement, okay, as part of that SLA, or else SLA will breach. So whatever time has been defined for some task to be achieved, it has to be done within that time period to fulfill the SLA. So there are three types of agreement which is being used in any of organization. So first is SLA, service level agreement. SLA is something between typically your IT groups within the organization. Okay. OLA, operational level agreement. And OLA is still within your organization but another department like HR, finance, legal. Okay. And there's underpinning contract, and UC is contract between the IT organization and suppliers. Okay, so whenever we need to make agreement based on you have to select the type. Okay, so you can select SLA or OLA and UC according to your requirement. So type is mainly used for reporting purpose, so we can have report basis on SLA type. Yeah. So we are having one very important point called retroactive. Okay. So what is that retroactive? Okay, so let's try to navigate to personal instance and try to see what is exactly this retroactive. Okay. So guys, here we are. You have to type SLA definition here, and under service level management, you have to go to SLA definition. So contract underscore SLA is the table name for SLA. Here you have to configure new SLAs. So there are some auto box, SLAs are provided by ServiceNow. You can use them if it matches to your requirement. So these are the fields we are going to discuss about it. First, I'm going to let you know this is the retroactive start field. So you have this checkbox. You can check it. Once you check it, you are able to see retroactive pause and set start to. So that means like whatever event you'll choose here, example created, then SLA calculation time will be start from the once event has created. Like this, you have configured any SLA for incident, okay, and you have checked this retroactive start. So once any SLA attached to that incident, so SLA will start running or calculating the time once incident has created, and it will pause. SLA calculation will include pause time accumulated between the retroactive start and the current time. So it helps you to for immediate breach of SLA. So that's why we use retroactive start. So now I hope retroactive start functionality is clear to you. And here we have some important fields over this SLA field. So let me tell you that. So this one type is quite important field, SLA, OLA and underpinning contract. So you have to select this type totally up to your requirement. So if you are creating any agreement within the IT's group, you have to select SLA. I have told you earlier. So mainly we are using SLA, but you can select OLA and UC also. if you have to create any agreement between suppliers and vendors or from different departments, so you can use both of them. Target, so there is response and resolution, so you can select response or resolution based on your requirement. So we create response SLA once we have to you know provide the response, like for example, you have created an incident, and once you have started working on it, you have to just forward that communication to user that we have started working upon it, and your state will be changed to work in progress, or maybe that ticket will be assigned to some group or user who will be responsible for that requirement. So for responding back to that incident, we create response. So once you have responded back to that incident, that response actually will get completed. And resolution, like you have started working upon it and you have completed, you have achieved the requirement as part of the task. So for that kind of requirement, you can select resolution or SLA. Okay. So once you have completed the task, and you have completed closed that incident, it will be resolution SLA will be automatically achieved. So there will be some time defined into that SLA. Here we are going to define the duration, like in what duration you have to complete that task. So to fulfill the SLA, you have to complete the task within your defined time, or else that SLA will get breached. So here is the flow. So for SLA, we are having this default SLA flow. If you want, you can customize it as well. You can create your customized flow and you can add it here for your SLA. But generally we use default flow, but you can use the customized one as well. A schedule, so you have to select this schedule, means when when SLA has to be keep running. Like we can select 9 to 5 p.m. from Monday to Friday, or maybe you can select daily, or if there is some priority one incident, we configure 24/7 schedule. So it is again based on requirement. And here you have functionality to select caller time zone. So like a lot of people works in different time zone, so as per the requirement you can select the time zone. So once you select the caller time zone, it will calculate the time as per caller. You can select the SLA definition time zone. So if you select the time zone, it will be running according to this time zone. So I'm selecting GMT. So this SLA calculation will be done basis on GMT. If I'm working on IST time zone, I can select IST as well, but here I'm not able to find IST. So let's select this for example. So time zone, again this is totally based on requirement. And here start, you have to define a start condition, like when SLA has to start running. Pause condition, if you want to pause the SLA, you can, or you can define that, like once we are awaiting any information from user side or vendor side, we can put our SLA on hold. So once we get the information, we can start running it. So you can define that in pause condition. And if you want that SL to be completed and stop running, you have to define that in stop condition. And if you want to reset the SLA, you can define that part also here. And in a start condition, you could see when to cancel. So here generally it will be automatically or by default selected condition, cancel condition are met. If you want to select some other choice, you can select it from here. And here you have option to define cancel condition as well. If you want to define that, you can define that. Okay, so let's navigate here and try to implement one of the use case scenario. So I have got this request to showcase this requirement. So I have taken this as an example. So let's try to implement this one. So we are going to configure SLA for change approval, SLA escalation. So here we are going to configure SLA for normal change as well as emergency change. So for normal change, for business and technical, we have to consider 8 hours, and for cab approval, we have to consider 2 hours. So for business and technical approval, approval should get done within 8 hours. and for cab approval it should be done within 2 hours. So let's navigate and try to understand how can we do it. So first I'm going to configure for normal change SLA. Okay, type will be SLA, target, so let's select a resolution 1, and duration you have to select here 8 hours. Okay, and a schedule you have to select, I mean Monday to Friday or 24/7. It is again on requirement, so I am selecting 8 to 5 weekdays. And in a start condition, when it has to be start, we are not configuring this SLA for normal incident, like once it gets created it has to be running. No, like we are creating it for approval purpose. So what I'm going to select is approval is requested. So once approval gets requested, for example, let's go to change. So I don't want that SLA to be triggered once this change request created. Okay, no. Once the change request has been created and it is, so let's create it. So once we are submitting for request approval, then our SLA should get triggered. Okay. So that's why what I'm going to select approval is requested. Okay. And what should be our pause condition? Once approval has been approved, then it should get paused. Okay. And for normal change, we have to determine the type here. So let's add one filter, and we have selected change table, right? No, we have not selected a table only. Let's select change request table, and let's select the type here. Type should be normal. And approval should be requested. And for business and technical approval, once our state is assessed, then only approval get triggers, right? And for cab approval, our state is authorized, so we can mention that part as well. State should be assessed, that means business and technical approval has to be triggered. So we have added type is normal, approval is requested, and state is assessed. We have not provided any pause condition. You can provide it if there's some requirement. And when it has to be stopped, when approval when approval is approved, okay, or maybe rejected. Okay, let's save it. One second. Normal change SLA. Here I'm going to provide business and tech. And for second one, we need to configure another one, right? For cab. So here what you have to do is, this will be likewise, I mean similar to this SLA definition. We are going to follow the same approach. So here I am going to define CAB approval for normal change resolution, and here hours you have to give it 2, right? Because it has to be approved in within 2 hours. Schedule you can select like however it requires. I'm selecting it to 5 weekdays, and here our type will be same. Table you have to select first, change request. Type will be same. Normal. If you have to create it for emergency change or standard change, you can select that one. And here what you have to do is you have to select state. State will be authorized for CAB approval, right? And you can select approval is requested again. And stop condition you have to provide just approval one. Approval is approved. You can add rejected one also. So now we have created 2 resolution SLAs for change request. So now let's select some other assignment group here. This one I'm going to select it, and I'm going to click for request approval. So our approval will get triggered according to change approval policy or like whatever we have defined in the workflow, right? So I have requested for approval. Let's see. Approvers has been triggered. Now what I'm going to do is let's go to configure related list, and I need to take that as slave 1 related list over here on the form. Okay. So guys, you could see here our normal chains or SLA business and tech got attached. So now once I go here and I'll approve this. Yeah, one second, I didn't show you, like state is in progress, right? It is running and we are having 8 hours. Sorry. So whatever we have selected, it is now if you go and see. Okay, so once it got approved, again our approval has got triggered for CAB approval, but this CAB approval for normal change has got attached, but this is still running. Our business and tech approval has been done. Now it is CAB approval, but this SLA has not been completed because what we have done is here approval is requested and stop condition is approval either approved or rejected. So this is not quite true. So what we have to do is here we can take state condition. State is assess authorize, sorry. So once the state changes to authorize, that SLA has to get completed, and this one is fine. Or maybe you can add one more condition. State is not authorized, or maybe you can take a state is a schedule or anything, right? Okay. So let's create another change request, or maybe let's if we have option to go back, let's go back. Okay, we can't go back. We have to use background script, so we are not going to do that. We are going to create one new change request and paste it. So I have requested for approval. Let's approve it. Okay, so once I approved it, this tab approval got triggered because it's in authorized state, and this one normal change SLA business and tech got completed, and this is still running. It is in progress. So let's go and approve one of the cab approval as well. Okay, so let's go and check. So you could see even our cab approval for normal change got completed. So if this approval will not get done in 8 hours for business and technical, this SLA will get breached. Same for, cab approval. So this is how you can configure the SLA. I hope this video is helpful to you, and you try to implement second use case scenario, like try to create SLA for emergency change and cab approval should be 2 hours. So if you find my videos helpful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.